We are back. Welcome to yet another episode of Mind Your Head. Today I get to sit down with Canary and just have a conversation about life, about different things. I want to thank our sponsors, I&M Bank and Bali, for making this happen. Canary, how are you?
I'm great.
Are you really okay?
Yeah. Yourself?
Very well.
Yeah. You look.
I look okay.
Yeah.
Today we get to have a conversation about safe spaces, something I have always talked about. Canary, what is your safe space?
I'd say family. But sometimes the safe space changes according to what the situation is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes when you don't want to share things with family because you want to protect them. So what happens then? Maybe friends. But over time, I've realized that you can also create your own safe space, which can be you. You create yourself as a home that you've never had, or a safe space that you've never had.
That should be a journey to creating your own.
Yeah, it's
Because most of the time we're running away from traumas, from whatever challenges we're going through, and you just want to have that person that you go to and just pour into, or place you go to and just take your mind off whatever. So if I have to be the safe space.
Yeah, Sheila, it's called self-nurturing. You create, because sometimes you're not going to share everything with your family. That's for a fact.
Yes.
And we cannot run away from that. Why? Because most times we're protecting them. We don't want them worried. We don't want them feel hurt. We don't want them. Yeah. So who is that one person you can share everything with without hesitating?
God.
It is God. Yeah. But remember, God, you're also speaking to yourself.
So it's myself.
Yeah. Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need the other version of you to be the strong one. Like I was saying, you cannot be in survival mode all the time. You need to self-nurture and become the strong one, and then speak to yourself. In our last episodes, we were talking about addiction, and Ryan was telling us no amount of pain or loss or environment could change him. The only person that could change him was him, talking to himself to say, look, I cannot be looking like this at this hour of the day. And that's when he took the decision to say, I'm going to go sober. And he's almost making a year. So, yeah, just imagine it, creating yourself as your own safe space.
I'm going to try that one, but I think
Because what are we running from when we're looking for safe spaces? We're running from being judged. We're running away from being misunderstood. We're running away from all these things, which I don't think as a person you can misunderstand yourself or judge yourself.
Yeah.
Or even if you did judge yourself, you'd be like, okay, maybe I've forgiven myself and onto the journey of healing.
And don't you need someone to do that with you? Don't you need to, I don't know, because I feel like I've judged myself. I don't feel I'm enough, but I need someone to remind me, probably list all those things that I take for granted that show that I'm enough.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's why I'm saying that for me, for example, family, will stand with you. Family is family. Family will stand with you. Rita, the other episode Rita Oma shared that she had a supporting family. Sometimes that might not be available in the space that you're in, maybe friends. I remember one of the times I was going through tough times, and I was judging myself, I am this, I am that, feeling some type of way that I could not understand myself. Then I met this person I had not met in a very long time, and then they were telling me, oh, you're such an achiever. I was like, oh, okay, I think these are the positive words I needed to hear.
I am who I think I am.
Yeah. And for me, that really turned my situation 360, changed me around, feel like, oh, wait, with all these things that I've gone through, I forget that actually at some point, some people look at you at a distance and be like, actually, this is the kind of person I also want to be like. I don't know about you. What's your safe space?
My safe space is myself.
So there you go.
Yeah, but it's not something I'd advocate for. I'd want someone that could listen to me, someone that could understand me. I'd want to have a go-to place or person. Unfortunately, fortunately, it's myself. For now, until further notice.
Yeah.
But it has worked for me. It has
But you would
worked
not
for me.
encourage it. Do not try
But
this
I'll
at
not
home.
encourage it because I feel like
It takes
it's
a
such
lot.
a burden to
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
Like you're constantly problem solving. You're constantly reminding yourself that you are enough, that you are you are talking about there's something you said earlier about at some point you have to thrive. You can't be in survival mode all the time. So
Yeah.
you're constantly in survival mode
Yeah.
all the time because there's nowhere you're going to go to. It's you and only you, which is a bit draining. So once in a while to know that there's a safe space to run to is really relieving.
Yeah, but once that safe space is not there, then you still have to rely on you. That's what I was
Yes.
trying to say earlier. You still have to rely on you. Just think about it. You're the only one who will choose peace. You're the only one who will choose happiness. No one else in your life is going to choose that for you. Even identify it for you. I think that at some point they might bring it to you, but they might not choose it for you.
Okay, I might do my homework on that one for myself, so
Yeah.
I can look at it not as a burden, but to learn to live with it and appreciate it.
Yes.
Yes.
Earlier we were talking about the early episodes. We were talking about knowing that life is just not going to be straight. To give you lemon, to give you lemonade. So how you
It's
turn
up
that
to you.
around, yeah, it's up to you. It will still bring to you joy as much as it will bring you pain. But how do you then use the pain and not let it destroy you? I think it's the decision that you have to take is by you. Emotional safety. Yeah.
And most of the time we for example, most African homes, I'll speak for myself, growing up, the emotional attachment was never there with family. I'll speak for myself, not to the level at least I would want or I wanted it to be. So I'd want that for now, I am that not only for my children, but for the people around me, that they can be able to come and have a conversation with me in those moments. So to also be intentional about it, to that the people around us can look at us as safe spaces. With everything that's going on, at least you should be that person that someone will pick up the phone and call and say, today has not really been a good day. And you're able, not sometimes we think that we are supposed to maybe give advice, or sometimes it's just sitting with that person in that moment and going through it, and that is good enough for them, for their trauma, for whatever they're going through, so that they're not at least running to other coping mechanisms.
I agree with you. As much as we might think about ourselves, but again, you can't fill from an empty cup. It's the saying that yours is, tell me, you can't pour from an empty cup. And for me, at least, I would rather be selfish. No one ever said being selfish is bad. I'd rather be selfish and work on me before I can be a safe space for someone else. But what does it mean to be a safe space for someone else? It means listening, without judgment, and making your presence felt. You're just looking at the person while they're talking and then just nodding your head, making your presence felt. But also sometimes people's feelings need to be validated.
Sometimes or all the time.
Well, all the time. But who is going to do that? Maybe you're the person who's going to validate the other person's feelings. Say, oh, so I feel that this can such and such a way, or maybe I'm going through an emotional breakdown or relationship heartbreak or whatever. So yeah, that person has not been a good person to you. So allow that it has happened. As sometimes they just want to listen to those words. I'm sure they know what they're going through. Sometimes you just need to validate their feelings. Say, okay, yeah, you're not okay. Yeah. And also making your presence felt in their lives. Random check-ins, and just continuing asking, their healing journey. Where are they now? Yeah. From 1 to 10, where have they reached?
Where have they reached?
Sometimes you reach 8 and then you go back to 4. Yeah.
Okay. And I think also as a way of maybe being a safe space for someone, it's understanding the person. because I cannot help you if I do not know you. I cannot help you if I do not understand you. And as we've done this mental health journey, looking at one question we've always asked the people is, where's your safe space? Where's your support system? Because the journey that they have to walk through recovery from addiction and whatever, they need a support system. But is that support system able to identify when this person needs help and how they can help them, how they can love them even in those worst times where everyone does not want to deal with them? I think for me, it's my constant reminder every day to, as I leave home, as I live life, that you are intentional about being a place that someone will want to go to.
Yeah, but also let us make it easy for them to love us or to walk the journey with us. Sometimes you don't want to share. Sometimes you don't want to be understood.
That's why you're supposed to understand the person. So you know, okay, if I'm straightforward, I'm not going to get what I want. I see Canary is not okay. But if I ask him, are you okay? He's going to say, I'm okay. So because I know this person, how else can I get the information? Because I really want to help them. And that's what friends are for.
So I'm saying that the other party also needs to make it easier to be helped. Because sometimes people don't have the patience. I'm saying we should have the patience, but sometimes people don't have the patience. Let's make it easy to be helped. Honestly, if someone tells you need help, you don't need to hit rock bottom for you to then access help. Sometimes you might hit rock bottom and then do not recover.
Because maybe I don't feel like I need help.
That's the point.
But you're looking at it from the other side and you know that I need help. So how are you going to get me help?
Try whatever is possible. But what I'm saying is that as I try this, you also need to make it easier to be helped. And it's just as something that needs to be at the back of our minds. Yeah, not to resist help, because then what do you lose by getting help?
Or some people are not patient enough.
Maybe sometimes. But what I've also realized that, there are people who will just offer help just to show that in this situation they offered help.
And then use it or talk about it months, one.
Yes. And then use it for emotional blackmail.
That's evil, but I guess that's the world, right?
Yeah. We also need to have the wisdom to identify such people. I don't think this one's help is genuine. No. Okay, it looks like help, but I don't think it's coming from a good place. I don't think it's intentional. Someone just wants to show that, they were there while you were.
I helped.
Yeah, but and once that help is not intentional or custom made to help me, trust me, it's going to be as good as nothing.
Okay.
I don't know if you've encountered such situations.
All the time we live with such people, and I think again that takes me back to what I was saying earlier on of being forced to be my safe space. You understand? Because now I'm thinking. Because I'm thinking if I have to go through sieving this person's decisions and if they are actually coming from a good space, I'm better off than being my own safe space.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now the conversion is shaping. You see what I was telling you? So sometimes the help is not coming from a good place. So then who are you going to rely on? It's going to be you.
But it's also good to know that I can call Canary at 3 a.m., right? Yeah,
well, I'm not saying all people are bad.
There are some, to be able to identify them and know that that's a no-go area.
But when someone is offering genuine help, you'll know. It will show.
Sometimes you won't.
Sometimes it will show. Trust me. Good help smells like good help, honestly. Yeah.
It smells like flowers. No, but as honestly, it's something I've asked the guests, it's something I've interacted with about many people. And I think it's really important that as we live life, as we go through whatever we are going through in this life, that we are intentional, that someone can come and talk to you.
Yeah.
Because if we are talking about mental health and talking about saving people, before we save those already admitted in the hospitals, and how about the people around us who are on their journey to the hospitals that we don't know, but we're living with them every day.
Yeah.
People commit suicide. Someone is here tomorrow and the next day they've committed suicide, but we saw them. We laughed with them every day. How are we able to see through that and be able to force if need be, ourselves into their lives to make sure that we are helping them and getting them the help that they need. It's really for us to be intentional about it and say, I will be someone's safe space.
Yeah, I agree. The other thing that we can do is, build good emotional habits.
Like,
Feed well, feed your gut well. It might look like just feeding the stomach, but you're actually feeding your emotional self. You eat good food, you feel good. Work out. But also, so the other day I went to a nutritionist to ask for a
Plan.
meal guide or plan.
You had a plan. What happened?
I
When you were making us eat like rabbits here when we were filming.
I guess the body changes and you have to keep adjusting. So I wanted to adjust. But when I asked for a guide, they gave me a meal plan for like 7 days, like what to eat from Monday to Sunday. But they said all this is good, but it will not be of help if you do not practice the following. Feel positive always, feel good always about yourself, ignore the negatives, but it was like an emotional guide also. So the food is good, but it will not work if you do not practice this. Yeah. So these habits that we ignore on a daily basis, for example, focusing on the goal, focusing on the positives, not regretting that much about situations, gratitude, being thankful, prayer, all these things that we ignore are actually the ones that can make us even better. And if we're better people to ourselves, can be better people or safe spaces to other people. That's what I believe.
You just explained the broken down filling your cup.
I just
Right.
broken down what?
Filling your cup first.
Yeah.
And what it actually means. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you feel like, am I being selfish? But I've learned. But it also goes back to creating the boundaries that we need for ourselves. That you'll not be there all the time for everyone else. But sometimes you're able to say, I'll not show up. I'm not available to carry your burden yet because I'm not in that space yet. And it's the people that know you, people that love you, that will appreciate that no, without maybe judging you or feeling like you're not being a friend that is good enough or a sister, brother that is not available, but it's that you need your time to fill your cup before you can go to other people.
It's also called empathy burnout.
And it happens a lot. For me.
You can be there for everyone. So, I saw it the other day, someone tweet about it, empathy burnout. So I inboxed them and said, hey, what's up? Are you all right? Said, I'm tired of understanding people. I can't understand everyone. You can't be there for everyone.
But they're choosing to understand everyone, right?
Yeah, but I think that at that point, the tipping point says, I've run out of the energy to understand A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah. I'll choose a few, maybe 2 or 3. But every time something happens, you want me to understand, to be understanding, to be the understanding one. I'm at that point. I can no longer understand anymore.
That is nice.
Empathy burnout.
We need to send them flowers.
Yeah.
It's good that they've made the decision to set boundaries for themselves.
Yeah.
Because then people start to take advantage of you. Then they'll be drained all the time. And maybe try and or react because they're overwhelmed in a way that people will not like.
Yeah.
And they'll not even understand where it's coming from because they're used to taking from this person all the time and not even filling their cup.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always the one asking and you're always doing it. So the one time you say no, it's really an issue. Yet it shouldn't be because everyone has that point. So by the time they tweeted that, I'm sure they had really had...
They had reached here.
Yeah.
It had reached them here.
But it was good that they also tweeted it. They didn't hold it in. They didn't... Because that can be something else.
But it was also good that I reached out. Isn't that what
It
we're
was
talking
good.
about?
It was good that you reached... No, honestly, it was good that you reached out because, sometimes you see those tweets and just ignore it. And then like days later, you see, God forbid, the person committed suicide or something. And you're like, I should have. It was just a message. I should have sent out that message. I should have reached out. I don't know them, but I should have at least checked in because maybe that was their cry for help.
Yeah.
Indirectly, because some people do not know how to say, I need help. So maybe that was their cry for help. And I'm sure they were happy that...
Yeah, I'm sure someone understood what they were going through. Sometimes we just don't need help by other way. Sometimes we just need someone, like what I was telling you earlier, validate our feelings, just make them feel
You're not alone.
Yeah, that they're not alone. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting conversation, Canary. What are your parting shots regarding the safe spaces?
Um, at a point where you not be able to rely on anyone, you rely on yourself. So you have to keep
I've learned
keep
that
working
one.
on
I'm going to
yourself. You
try.
have to keep working on yourself. Keep working on yourself. Choose peace, choose happiness, choose gratitude. Keep working on yourself. So that I'm not saying that you should be your own safe space at all times, but you can have family around you, friends, relatives, a partner, but at the point where they're not available or that they're also not doing okay, you have to have yourself as backup. But if you've not been working on yourself over time, you will not have yourself as backup. So it could lead to collapse.
So you need to prepare yourself
Yes.
that if this person, this place is not around, I'm able to hold myself until maybe they're available.
Until they're available, yes.
Okay. Interesting conversations. Please subscribe, share with us the guests that you'd want to see on this podcast. And again, thank you to Bauli and Anne Mbank. Catch you next time.